You would have bosses or leaders or seniors at work who are asking you to do things they themselves don't even know what they're asking you to do. So that is where you come in. You need to get into the zone of asking why, what, where, how. Those W questions, they are like the critical questions you need to be asking. They are the critical W questions that will help people who see you think that you are critically thinking about the work that you do. Hello there, welcome to my first episode on random chats about your career. This is going to be so random, I could talk about anything, okay? And it's my first episode talking like this and just covering just about anything. I've got my iPad here to talk about a couple of items that may come to my head as I go through some of the lists here. The first thing is this, especially if you're just starting your career, please, your time is valuable. And that is why an organization is paying for your time. They are paying for your time because your time is valuable. When you get given tasks, don't just accept it and say, oh, my boss has just given me a task, or somebody else has just given me a task. I'm just here, I'm learning. So whatever it is they tell me to do, I just do it. Get into the rhythm of challenging the use of your time. Your time is valuable. Stop doing tasks that AI can automate in less than a minute. Stop doing things that don't make sense. Stop going to town on tasks that you don't even know what you're doing. Sometimes you will have, in my experience, right? You would have bosses or leaders or seniors at work who are asking you to do things they themselves don't even know what they're asking you to do. So that is where you come in. You need to get into the zone of asking why, what, where, how. Those W questions, they are like the critical questions you need to be asking. They are the critical W questions that will help people who see you think that you are critically thinking about the work that you do. So when you get given a task, get into the zone of asking, why are we doing this task? Why am I doing the task? And the reason why you need to ask why I'm doing the task is not necessarily because you don't want to do it. It's because you want to understand why they think you're the best fit to be doing that task. So get into the rhythm of asking those why, what, who, when, where questions, because they then help the person giving you that task to even understand the task they're giving you better. But because you're new at work doesn't mean your time gets to be wasted. Because listen, what you're exposed to in your career. You are what you're exposed to. So if you allow yourself to be exposed to meaningless, valueless things that nobody cares about, you will stay there. They will keep dumping on you all those clerical admin stuff that should be automated or nobody should be doing in the first place. So your time is so valuable. Can you ensure, please, that when you're given task, you look at it very well? Does this task add any value to me? And am I adding the right value to this task? And then challenge professionally, pleasantly, why you're getting to do that task, why that task is getting done at all. And let me tell you, another beneficial question you should be asking, is there a more efficient way to do this task other than how you've been asked to do the task? Because at the end of the day, it's your time. Okay, so get into that zone. So if you want to make sure that your use case is improved on day by day, how your time is used, you have to ask really critical questions that will help. And then sometimes what I also see in my experience is you give a junior a task, they go away with it, they don't really understand what they need to do. So they spend days, hours, trying to find out what they need to be doing. And then they come back after going to town, spending days, and then their senior says, oh, this was not what I was expecting. You don't want to be in that situation. Okay? Random chat here. So if you want to maximize your time, you need to be asking the right questions. You need to be challenging appropriately. And you yourself need to set up a system that helps you get your work done in the most efficient way. And you need to be asking that, is this the most efficient way to do this? Okay, now let's talk about mindset quite quickly. With mindset, when it comes to your career, with mindset, you need to be thinking awesomely and in an abundant way that helps you win in every situation. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. You would go through a situation at work, and let me tell you, in your career, you go through, in fact, thousands of scenarios or situations throughout the course of your career. And your career is long term. Okay, so you go through thousands of situations at work. This is what I need you to understand, that if you have the right mindset, when you're going through trouble, you can rephrase that situation you're going through to benefit you. You can't rephrase it. But for that to happen, you need to have the right mindset. And for you to have the right mindset, I mean, what do I mean by the right mindset? You look at things in a positive way and you reframe things to suit you or to benefit you. That's what I mean. And you also look at things that people would have given up on, things that people would have been like, this cannot work, or we can't do this. You have a different perspective to things in a way that, benefits you, benefits your organization, benefits your team. That is you setting yourself to have a right mindset. So mindset is everything. And let me tell you, I can't teach you mindset in one video, and I will not be able to teach you in even series. I can't teach you the vast majority of it, but you can teach yourself. You need to read. You need to study people. You need to get mentored. You need to get coached. I am a career coach. I have a vibrant community, the Career Mastery Hub, where I coach every single day. Have you listened to my voice notes before? You will love them because I do mini classes. I teach you. I help you think differently. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe tap the link in the description box and then join us, okay? And get that energy and that spark into your career, because it's just so much you need to know, so much you need to learn, and it is so affordable. So why not? So join the Career Mastery Hub and get coached every single day. And let me tell you the additional perk. In the Career Mastery Hub, we don't only do career coaching. I will coach you how to set yourself up to succeed as a household name with a brand that you have built yourself, showing up on social media and, pitching yourself as a leader, a learner, an expert, whatever it is you are, okay, depending on your level in your career. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's mindset. You need to continue to learn new things, see things differently every single day, and that creates diversity of thoughts, diversity of actions from you, and it just makes you so much better, such a better professional at the end of the day. All right, so that's it. Now let's talk quite quickly about branding. I've touched on it, right? I believe that a lot of professionals are leaving money on the table. You are leaving money on the table. And if you're like, okay, but I'm not here for money, what do you mean? Why are you working if you're not here for money? Why are you working if you're not here for money? You're here for money, financial independence. At the end of the day, almost every single person who has a career wants to get to a point of safety, such that even if they're not working anymore, they don't have to think about money. But then you could absolutely have a 30-year career, be rich actually, be wealthy, have all those investments and all of those things. But if nobody really knows you or your impact other than your immediate team, you may have left not just money on the table, you've also left massive opportunity to impact the lives of others on the table. So let's talk about branding. I am not a social media person. I don't like social media. Social media is this. It takes away my time. I don't have time to create it. I don't have time to build it. I don't know what to say to you other than nobody is a social media person. What is social media? Other than, before social media came to be, it was just the normal physical in-person conversations, community meetings, this group that you form in your churches, in your mosques, in your physical environments, in your estate, all of that. But now we have all of that online, and you can get to even connect with more people. Like the level of skill is incredible, because you could connect with people you've never met before in your life. Like the people in my community right now, I can only boast of meeting maybe 2 people, maybe 3 max ever in my life. In fact, my team right now, the team that's supposed to be right now, I've never met them before. I've never seen them with my physical eyes before. That is the power of social media. Because there is the power of skill. So you need to build on social media. You need to build on social media. And part of it is you have a lot to give. You have a lot you're learning right now. And there are so many people who want to have those lessons on the go, real time. There are so many things you could do. You could be a fashion designer. You could be a media person yourself. You could be a marketer. You could be a lawyer. There are some things you've learned on your journey, new things you're learning every day, that is someone who is in the second year in the university studying law needs to know, but nobody is there to teach them because you are not stepping up to the podium. So you need to build your brand on social media. I don't even know how else to say it. You think I'm a social media person? I am not. I crawled into my home office to make this video. I crawled. I did not want to make this video. I did not want to. I crawled here to make it. I'm not a social media person too, but I know that beyond the money, beyond the influence you get to have, there is also the actual impact in the lives of people. Imagine someone coming here who is a career starter, listening to these three massive points that I've just raised and telling them some of the key things they need to think about. Imagine how they may start thinking differently about them. Now, the earlier you start building your brand, the better. Okay? I see a lot of, like, what I have seen just in my own general observation is people rise to the very top of their careers, then they get bored and they're like, okay, how can I give back? It is at that point when they are 30 years in, 25 years in, that's when they're now thinking about giving back. And some of them are thinking about, and a lot of people just then default into, okay, I want to go lecture, because most people say, oh, I want to go into lecturing. It's not really like they like education like that. It's just because that's where the younger generation is, the concentration of the younger generation, and I feel there may be an opportunity to impact there. But now social media has made all of that easy. You have a lot you've learned all through the years you've been building your career, and if you're just starting, you have a lot to also share that you're learning, that your peers can learn from. There are even some things like technology, use of AI, all of those new things that you're learning, new apps and all of that, that the older generation can also benefit from. So why wait? Do not leave money on the table. Do not leave impact on the table. Now is the time to build your brand. I hope you've enjoyed this, my very first episode of Random Chats About Your Career. And I think I'm enjoying this. And I think I'm going to continue to do this because I think this deserves more time for us to just chat about random career stuff. I hope this helps. Remain fantastic.